So what is a daily practice and why do you need one? Well, it's a process for staying connected to what matters most. That's it. It's a way to connect with yourself, to your power source, and the energy that it infuses into your body. This allows you to navigate the heaviness that's floating around everywhere in the world. Some of it comes from ourselves, and some of it comes from other people. But this practice amplifies your positive energy and keeps you from getting pulled into energy streams of fear, pain, frustration, anger, sexual tension, and defenses. Your daily practice is your daily intake of happiness. And we also need this daily buffer to navigate our inner world because we have energy traveling from one generation to the next in the form of vibrations. Everyone is sorting through some type of vibrational debris from their ancestors. Centuries and centuries of evil rulers, abuse, war, oppression, cruelty, terror, fear, and some sort of slavery is within everyone's DNA. So, this daily journey helps you integrate these two natures of your body, the physical and the spiritual. The spiritual side of yourself flows effortlessly. It has these mystical ways about it, and it's governed only via divine power. It has no other desire than to be close to its source. But the body is the opposite. It's governed by the universe and science. So without the body having the power of the soul, it's just a form of dense energy. And without the soul having the power of the body, it's just a pure power without a form. But when they get together, they create a being that unites the body and the soul. So the integration of a soul and a body makes you a human being. So unless you understand how this relationship works, you can lose touch with the real world and you can be skipping by important intersections that are showing up in your life. Your daily practice is the glue that keeps these two entities working together in their highest form. It's a daily appointment with your divine self. It's a filtering device for negative thoughts. It transforms your mind and your body, and it recenters and resets your being to its natural vibration of feeling good. A daily practice is the mechanism for releasing energies causing resistance, and it creates flow through to your higher power. Here are some things that are going to show up once you dive into your daily practice. You're going to feel an overall sense of balance. Your emotions are going to start leveling out. You're going to see less reoccurring patterns. You're going to have the ability to trust your gut, and things are going to feel much more stable and less chaotic. You're also going to feel connected to yourself and to others. You're going to be pulling in an energy that helps you to recognize your oneness with everything around you. You're going to have a path to insight and wisdom. Your energy is going to activate parts of yourself that were not accessible to you before. And you may find that you have latent abilities for psychic energy or for empathic energy or the ability to heal with your hands. You're also going to have a daily appointment with your divine self. And the ongoing plugging in creates an anomaly that otherwise, unless you experience, you wouldn't know that it exists. But when you have a daily practice, something builds on the day before and builds on the day before. So you have access to spaces that were otherwise unavailable to you. A daily practice is a bridge to an invisible part of yourself, and it gets you to that spaciousness that's within you. This is a bridge that you will construct moment by moment and day by day. There's a great saying by Eckhart Tolle that you have to quiet your mind in order to sense that spaciousness within you. And this is one aspect of what a daily practice will do. The other aspect is it helps you navigate your dark spaces, because we all have them. We all have a secret space where we go to hide. And this is where we process things that we don't always understand, and we try to manage our feelings here and sort through things in the best way and with the tools that we have amassed over the years. But it's also some place that we can get stuck. So this allows a lighted pathway to reveal itself and for you to move into higher frequencies of feeling good. Because what tends to happen without a daily practice to sort things out, without a system to pull you into alignment, we forget who we are. We forget what we know. We forget the things we've learned. We forget how to open our heart to love, to give it, to receive it, to believe in the power of the impossible. We absorb other people's stuff, and a lot of times we just stew in our own stuff and we keep running in our circles, or we just lose consciousness altogether with our own life force. And instead of living, we're just doing life. One of the reasons that a daily practice is so important is because the ego always wants to say no first. It wants you to prove that if I let you trust a higher power, things are going to show up in a certain way, and it's going to give me the feeling of satisfaction that I want. It wants a guarantee that everything's going to be okay. And that is the opposite of what a daily practice is intended to do. A daily practice isn't a way to console your ego so that you can convince it that everything's going to be okay. It is a way to align you to non-resistance of what is, so that you can sort out the things that are true and untrue, and then you can open a pathway so that a higher power can come in and help you make sense of things. When the ego's in the way, we can't make sense because it wraps it in all the stories it has about what it thinks it is, and many times it's absolutely untrue. So what happens is we keep longing for this connection, but our ego doesn't release control long enough for us to get it. So this daily experience is how you get your soul back in the driver's seat of your life. It's how you take back the decision making from this hidden fear within you. It's usually a younger part of yourself that's running your life. This is how you learn to get grounded, anchored, connected, uplifted, empowered, expanded, enlightened, healed, inspired, manifested in service to others, and to live in gratitude and to transform. All these things start to happen when you plug in on a daily basis. And it doesn't happen all at once. It builds on itself little by little. As you expand, as your vibration expands, your daily experience expands, then your life expands. Many of us are taught that there's one thing that we can do that will make it all better. It's just not true. You have to build your life a little at a time. You didn't get this way overnight, and you're not going to unravel yourself overnight. And this is built at your pace, and it's built on your knowledge and the things you love and the things you want, and it's wrapped up in this beautiful, simple process that keeps you grounded when things you don't expect come into your life experience. So that's what a daily practice is. And let's jump in and see how it works and review a few things that you're going to need to get started. There'll be a few things you need to get started. You'll need a container to keep all your goodies in. You'll need a specific place in your home that's your daily soul chamber, and that doesn't have to stay the only one. You can have some others, but one for sure. Then you're going to have a beautiful journal that is connected to you and feels good in your hands, and then there'll be some other supplies and a list for you to go and pick up a few other things. Once that's taken place, you're going to jump into your daily practice, and want to just help you understand that a daily practice is going to feel different each day. It's going to have a different need based on what you're going through, because we are about adaptation and evolution. This process is intended to meet the needs of your life on that day. Sometimes it'll be long, others short. Sometimes it'll have a lot of components, sometimes a few. Sometimes it'll have music, others silence. Or if you're alone, sometimes you may do it in a group. You might have movement and stretching and chanting and drumming, or other times you might just be still. Or you could be out in the wilderness, or you could be inside. It's going to have the ability to meet you and to meet your needs wherever you are, to make sure that it doesn't feel boring and like a regiment. So here's the building blocks that we're going to use to create our foundation. Our daily experience is going to be split into 3 parts. You'll have a morning section, which is just a series of connecting with your body, mind, and soul in different ways, and they'll have an outline for you to do that. In the afternoon, you'll just take 3 to 5 minutes to just reconnect your energy, give some gratitude, and realign yourself. We're in a dense world. Remember, energy stuff's floating around, and we can get sapped by other people's drainage, and we don't want to keep that and take it into our experience moving forward for that day. And in the evening, you're just going to get an opportunity to just kind of recenter and just to review your day and think about the things you're proud of. Think about some things you'd like to improve on and give some gratitude always, and then offer up some prayers and some gratitude again. In a weekly space, you're going to choose a couple mornings a month that are just for you. You're going to go somewhere beautiful and you're going to play with your toolkit. You'll do some releasing exercises in your worksheets. You'll do some building exercises for your strength and for your abilities to trust and listen to your inner voice. And you'll do some visualizing, some thinking about things that you want and teaching yourself how to give yourself permission to see and believe that it can happen. So just know there's no right way or wrong way to do your practice. There's just the way that feels right to you. There are some steps and some pillars that need to be within that, but it doesn't have to be regimented. And as you grow and expand, you'll feel freer to play around with how things show up during the day. So as you get comfortable, you can expand on it, or you can take advanced courses with me if you start to notice that you have some higher level skills for intuition, for psychic capacity, or for any type of energy healing that's coming through your body.